Good day, YouTube. It is the 21st of October 2023. This is a couple of EM Honda generators, the EM400 on the right, the EM600 on the left. The 400 we did a video on here just a few weeks ago. Picked that thing up for 20 bucks. I brought it home to the shop and it actually runs like a top. The one on the left, the EM600, we haven't worked on yet. I think it's got some issues, and one of these days this winter we will get to that. But the cool thing is, I picked up another one of these today. Hello, Cushman. And here it is. This was a $50 purchase, and it's in a better condition than the other one, as far as it's not all scuffed up and so forth, which means it's probably not been used all that much either. The word is it starts and runs on ether. So you shoot a little starter fluid in it, she'll go, but no running. So let's have a look at what we've got, and I got an idea on this one. All right, let's check the oil real quick. Oh, spotless clean. Just been changed. There's no dirt in here whatsoever. There's no discoloration whatsoever. So, well cared for, very little use. That's good. Take the fuel cap off. Something, oh, the filter stuck. Should come off of there somehow or another. Really stuck. That's not supposed to be stuck there. That's a gasketed surface. Looks good. Smells good. So somebody's put fresh fuel in it. We'll probably dump it out because I got an idea. Let's take covers off so we can have a peek. Those screws, I don't know if those are original or not. Oh, they work. Maybe they are. One screw. There's two down at the bottom. Seems long. Seems like it's long. What in the world is that? I think somebody put a bolt in there. Hang on. Had to break out an 8mm wrench on this one. Yeah, it's got a variety of screws in it. They seem to be the correct thread pitch and all. But so far, 3 of them are not matching. Another thing you want to do if you get one of these, check the air filter. They were foam and they might be rotted. They might need to be removed. Make sure we don't have critters and whatever. Just a little bit of dust, dirt, and cobwebs. Actually looks pretty clean. All right. Wow, look how pretty that paint is. I wonder how the rest of this will clean up. Let's make it run first, I guess. Take the back off. I thought I remember these being flatter, but yeah, what do I know? Right. Oh, the spark plug tool is still with it. And 2 spare fuses. Something spare is missing. I bet it was a spark plug. Okay, so down at the bottom of the carburetor, let me move you in over here. Hit the zoom button. Sound effects. There's a screw that you can open up which will let the fuel flow. So I believe what we have to do is open or turn on the generator here, the on slider on this side. Let's pull this air cleaner off while we're here. We want to be sure we don't try to start it if this thing's coming apart, because we'll suck all the foam fragments in. No, somebody's replaced that. It's oiled and everything. Cool. So we're going to open this on the bench and attempt to make a mess with fuel out of the carburetor. Okay, there's a hose that comes right through here. So if we open this valve, the fuel should soak this paper towel. We're looking to see if we have fuel flowing into the carburetor. Okay. If we don't, then we have a stuck needle and seat, and that's why it's not going to run. And we have no fuel flow. We're going to tap it, see if we can free that up. Oh, there we go. Look at that. It's out. It's coming out. It's coming out. It was not flowing when I first did that. So I tapped on the carburetor, and now the needle and seat are like, yeah, I'll open up for you. But look at that. It soaked that paper towel with fuel just there. That's a good thing. I cleaned up that fuel mess so I don't have anything hanging out here. FYI, these are equipped with, sorry, I should have put you on hold before I did that, an automatic choke. So while you're zoomed in here, and this is the bimetallic spring. It's here by the muffler. So when this bimetallic spring warms up, it pulls itself back and it opens the choke, which is over here, okay? So right there, that's the choke. So if everything's free and nobody's messed with it, it works well. I've had quite a few of these. It's pretty good. I noticed that bolt seems loose to me. I wonder why. Let me grab a 10mm and see if that is loose while I'm staring at it. No, not sure what that is. It's not as loose as it looks anyway. Nope, must be okay. We're gonna run with it. So by that flowing fuel, when I tapped on it, it freed up the needle and seat. I'll bet this didn't run because it had no fuel getting to the carburetor. We said it run on ether, but other than that, it wouldn't run. Needs a carburetor cleaned. Well, might need the carburetor tapped on. I think it could run now. And this would be 2 for 2 for these little EM400s. Fantastic little machines. I think it's gonna run. Okay, I'm gonna move you over here. So without starter fluid, the choke is gonna work. It's already engaged. It has fuel in it that smells good. The fuel that flowed out of it looked good. I think it's gonna run. In the comments below, how many pulls it's gonna take. I'm gonna say 3, and I think that's what I said on the last one of these, but it actually started on the first pull. There it is. There it goes. Cross your fingers. Okay, Honda. Oh. Do this. Come on. Come on. Come on. We're going to give it a little help. I'm confident that other than that, maybe the main jet is plugged and we'll get in there. Kill myself. We're going to do this a couple times. Yep. Come on, buddy. Try with no spray. So I just put my hand over, just doing a hard choke on it, really make that thing draw fuel from areas that might be plugged. It's a little better than it did. See, every time. It's gonna help. It's gonna do it. Let's do this. Come on, bud. Alright, here's what we're gonna do next. Let's get a little bit of fuel from somewhere so things aren't horrible in there. I'm going to dump the fuel out of this machine. I'm going to empty the carburetor. I'm going to put a half a can of seafoam in it and then open that valve again on the carburetor and let the seafoam make sure it fills up the carburetor. So it's going to put the jet, the main jet, under seafoam, and we're just going to let it sit, and we're going to come back tomorrow and this thing's going to run. Let me get set up to get the fuel out. All right, here we go. I'm going to put my gloves on. Sorry. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Okay. Oh, I thought there was gas in this thing. There ain't no gas in it. I wonder it didn't run. Yeah. There was no gas in it. There was no gas in it. I thought I saw fuel in this thing. Okay, that changes the plan a little bit. A little bit. Let's continue. Let's put seafoam in it right now. This is probably about 1/3 of a can or so. And then let me grab some non-ethanol premium fuel here. Non-ethanol fuel. I mark my cans non-E so I don't forget what's in them. Okay. Should be enough to run it. Okay. Now let's try this whole start thing again. I was, making it run a little longer. I was drawing fuel from somewhere, but there wasn't enough fuel in it to draw it from the tank. That's cool. This thing could go. Okay, here we are. Did I turn you back on? Yeah, you're on. Here we go. Okay, buddy. Here, do it. Well, the seafoam went in at first, so. Okay, well, seafoam went in at first. There's a lot of it in there. It's in the carburetor. We're going to let this now sit till tomorrow. Then we're going to come back and play with it. I might try to clean this up a little bit. Somebody sprayed some paint on it. I might try to get that off, and it's got some paint pen on it. So I'm going to just kind of fiddle with it a little bit. And then we're going to leave this open here to make sure the fuel valve is open and the fuel continues to get to the carburetor. And do that. So it will be tomorrow in just a second. All right, guys, it's the next day. In fact, it's almost noon. We're just going to see if by soaking all night in a little bit of seafoam has done any good for breaking up whatever's plugging up that main jet. It's a long shot, I get it. And then we'll probably have to, pull the carburetor off and clean it out. So we'll see what happens. Gas has been on all night. Give her a shot. Little spritz. Alright, let's take it apart. It's been a while. So we got this plenum here. We got to take this off here. That's going to be an 8mm. And see if we got some tools handy here. What size is this? There's a 10. Alright, let's pop this end off. Give us an opportunity to clean it up a little. Gotta pry this rubber boot. Still pretty pliable. Be careful with it. There's one up here too. It's on a little clip. There we go. Oh, and a condenser down there. Man, it's been a very long time since I had one of these apart. That's cool. Little breather. Awesome. Okay. Select my tip there. It's been a while. Wow, you can't even see the bolts. That little fan shroud probably got to come off. Holy smokes. That's gonna be fun. Let's the float bowl is on this thing with a bail. We'll flip that bail off of there. Let's get a look at the float bowl and see what we got. Maybe we can clean this carb in place, because this is gonna be a pain to take it off. So we need to shut the gas off, which is the throttle. We can kick this bail off of here. Come on, buddy. Give me a minute with it. Alright, I got that bail flipped that direction. Been on there a minute. It's moving. Wow. It's moving, but not very much. Come on. There we go. So there was a little hose on the bottom. Might be holding me up from getting it off of there. See if we can get that hose off. There we go. Hanging up on that bail. There we go. Little dirt down there. Can I get it out? Come on. Come on. Trying to get it out of there. There we go. I think it had some sealer on the bowl. Yeah. A little bit of dirt. I'll show you here. Let me prop that up. Stay. You get a paper towel or two. Show you what was in there. A little bit came out, so yeah, pretty dirty in the bottom there. Pretty dirty in the bottom. We know the needle and seat are okay, and then we got a main jet right there. If we can clean that jet in place, we'll have it. So you can see the jet right there. There's no hole through the bottom case to get a screwdriver all the way up, but we might be able to get something on it, like a screwdriver tip on a 1/4-inch box wrench or something, to get that jet out of there and to get it clean. And then we'll clean the bowl of the dirt. Then we'll go. You see it's had some sealer on it. Yeah, it's silicone. That's why it was so hard to get off. But it wasn't leaking. Alright, let me fiddle for a minute. Alright, hope you can see this. I've got a straight screwdriver tip and a 1/4-inch wrench. Yeah, I got it. So we can get that jet out of there. Okay. There it is. She is plugged. I don't think you can see anything on the camera, if I can make it focus or not. But yeah, it's completely plugged. So let me show you how I'm going to clean it out. All right, this is a piece of wire, copper wire. It's number 12 THHN insulated 19 strand copper wire. I've stripped it out. We're pulling one strand out of that piece of wire. And I even hope it's small enough to fit in this jet. I don't know for sure if it will be, but oh, it did. I started spinning it and then it dropped down in there. You can actually see the dirt on the end of the wire. See if I can get it to focus. See that? So we pushed that dirt out of the jet that was clogging it up. And we're going to just spin this. We're going to take some carburetor cleaner and do some more cleaning in the carburetor and here on this jet. So I hit a spot on the wire right there. You can see more dirt has landed there. That's where I stripped the insulation off of it, put a little ring on there. So this is a very tight fit. And again, we'll spray it out with a carburetor cleaner. You might have a little set of cleaners, like torch tip cleaners. Just be very careful you don't make the jet bigger in that process. Okay. Oh yeah, we got light through it now. See there? All right. Let me get this thing cleaned out, and then I'm going to spray this out. Just kind of giving the carburetor just a cleaning all the way through, and we'll reassemble it. Boy, good luck getting parts and stuff for these things because they're getting pretty old. We might put a little silicone on this ourselves. I don't know if it'll last or not, but we'll hope that it does. Okay, let me do some cleaning and I'll bring you back. All right, I've got it all sprayed out. I've sprayed up through here. I put the jet back in. I've sprayed through here. I've sprayed through here. I think everything is flowing as it should. I've cleaned out the bowl. I'm going to put a little black silicone on it. If I can free up my silicone. It's a little dry on the end. Alright, I got it kind of spread as thin as I can. Now we got to put this thing back in there somehow or the other. Not gonna be easy because it wasn't easy to get out, right? Wasn't easy to get out. Come on. There we go. There we go. Turn you around. Turn you around. Hey, we're gonna make it. Hey, we're gonna make it. There we go. I'm gonna try to pry this thing back up into its little holder, little hole. Try to put the bail back on. Oh yeah, there we go. Now we got to put that hose back on. The little drain hose. That'll be interesting. Oh boy. I'm going to fight that a little bit. I'll take it on. Bring you in for a close-up. So there's that little tube, right? The little drain hose right there. Okay, we got that in. You can see what a pain to get to the nuts and stuff are. There's one of them there. The other one you can't even see. We'd have to pull this stuff off. Not that we couldn't do it, but it seemed like it was not that bad, and we could just clean it. So let's turn the fuel on and make sure everything is good. Looks good. So yeah, I guess we should start sticking this thing back together a little bit, and enough to get this end plate back on and fire it up. We're gonna put this back on it. I would resist the opportunity to do this with cordless tools. I don't think it's a good idea. I won't do it anyway. What are y'all doing for Halloween? I think I got the Mystery Machine committed for a haunted speedway out at our local dirt track. They're gonna do, they got a bunch of candy donated for the local kids. I'm gonna set the Mystery Machine up in fog machines and strobe lights and the like. And we're gonna have a good time, good safe place for the community to come spend Halloween. So that'll be fun. That will be fun. Now we got to get this thing goes in a clip right up here. It's just a little spring clip. We slid that out, so we got to slide that back like that. Okay. And then this comes through this hole, which could be interesting. Yep. Poke at it from the side. Hey, that worked. It's working. From the bottom. Here we go. Come on. Okay. It's pretty close. I bet I can get that from the front. And then that piece. Alright. That piece. Might be a pain. I'm going to fight this later is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a couple screws in it because I think I can get it on from the front side. But let's just put this back together enough to make sure it runs well. Come on, don't chase me like that. I think I can kind of pull that rubber around with a screwdriver and such and get those on. We want to hear it go. We want to hear it go. All right. Are you going to run for me, buddy? Here we go. That's not what we wanted. Well, now it doesn't do nothing. What's up with that? it's doing less than it did before. All right, we're going to open the valve on the bottom of the carburetor and make sure fuel flows. And it does. So we got fuel. What's the matter? These have automatic choke, so it has to warm up to take the choke off, so it'll run on choke. It won't run great, even a little bit rich for a little bit. And then all of a sudden it'll clear itself up and run good. If you guys been watching this whole time, I apologize. What I have determined is that the governor's functioning, the throttle's moving on the carburetor. I think with all this exposed where I can see it, we start it back up and we try to make some adjustments. So the spring should try to slow this down. All right. The governor wants to be all the way on, pulling the throttle all the way open in this position. Anyway, we'll get to that. Let's start it up. Now that I can see everything, this is a hard stop. A rough adjustment, kind of fine-tune adjustment. Between the two, we can see them. Hopefully we can get this thing set. I got a spacer for the kilowatts, so I don't have to have that cord. So start it up. Alright guys, what I found over here was this screw, this flathead screw, and I backed it out. It was keeping the throttle from closing. I'm not sure if there's something missing here or what, but with this screw backed out, the throttle is allowed to close. Now I've got it actually running too slow. So, yeah, kind of had to trace it all out, figure out what the heck's going on. So, let me dig a little deeper. Alright guys, I think we're getting this dialed in. I'll show you what I came up with. We're in that 62 hertz range. So this is like a throttle stop, high RPM throttle stop. That's your adjustment for tension on the governor spring. I took this screw out. Behind it is a spring, I think designed to keep this in a position. So when I took it out, it started surging real hard. Are you running out of gas, buddy? Might be. So I had to put this back in and adjust it to take the surge out of it. Okay? It actually dropped a little low there. So I don't know, maybe this thing's a little sticky. Up a minute. So we'll let it run. I'll get it back together, but we'll let it run for hours and let it be happy and happy again. So. Okay. I'll bring you back before we're completely done and end the video there. Alright guys, it is all back together. I've got it all cleaned up. It's got a big old scratch. That's why somebody sprayed some paint on it. They probably etched out somebody's name. Anyway, she's a cutie. I got a fan and a light set up outside. Let's go plug it in and let it run for a while. Fire in the hole. Warm it up, the auto choke will kick off. Remember, she's about half full of seafoam, so she's going to smoke a little bit. But we're going to let her just sit out here and purr like a kitten for a while. I moved the fan to get the fumes out of my shop. So it's sitting there at 115 volts or so, and 58.5, 59 hertz. That's probably pretty good for this. Okay, we're gonna let her run. I think, guys, we're just gonna let her run, and let's just end this video here. She's a success. We're gonna let that seafoam do its job, get into the fuel system, into the cylinder, and get carbon off the valves and all that good stuff. We'll just run her till the fuel runs out, and that'll be great. So, guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate the comments, thumbs up on the way out. We'll see you guys on the next video.